Hi there, I am Adam Kirbas, and this is my short story Wednesday, part 2. I tried to fill those empty rooms. I tried to give them purpose. I tried to fill them with life, but but it felt weird because in every room I would put something of me. I felt like my identity, who I was, would be stretched and would even eventually become fragile. The more I tried to occupy the empty house, the more I felt fading, the more I felt distraught, incapable of filling the empty spots my parents left. I put in every room a clothes, an item, something which I thought would be a signal of me, and like an animal, I tried to mark my way. But but it became useless. It became non-existent because all these items I had, these were mainly about superheroes, about a plan I wanted to be, about the person I wanted to be. This was not the real me. This was just an idea, someone who wanted to be. And I filled all these rooms with someone I wanted to be, an image, someone, a hero I emulated and never tried or even come close. At that time, I had given up pursuing adventure. Somehow, I tried to come up with all kinds of excuses, something that I would not be capable for, that I could, in the end, even die, lose my life, and then I could and would never be able to become this superhero. It was excruciating and humiliating. I humiliated myself in front of my own plans, my ideas of the person whom I wanted to be desperately. And on days I moved and walked through these rooms, I wanted to leave a trace. I wanted to leave a mark in those empty rooms, in this empty spot. And somehow I felt like that the future should know that once I lived here, that once these rooms were inhabited, my life felt purposeless. It became mundane. I could not help myself. I was so focused on one idea to become the superhero that I had not developed a life, that I had not developed something beyond, even something, uh, a character which I may have emulated, footsteps which I may have followed, but nothing. Those footsteps, they were concealed from me by snow, by through the seasons, by the weather, and of layers of mud. I could not see myself in a future. I could not see myself escaping from these walls. I could not seek the adventure which I thought every hero is destined for. I, I would not dare to say the words cowards. I still, in my deep believe that it is possible, that it is possible to go outside in this world to seek adventure. And some days I would just stand there on the street. I would walk the line, those parameters, the demarcation line, the border to my misery. I felt like that outside is the world and here around my home is a prison, something that keeps me barred from moving outside chains which I have put myself onto to to deprive me from future deeds, to deprive me from becoming a hero. I thought about it long and good. I spent my days analyzing why did I want to be a hero? Why do I want to become famous? I questioned my own commitment. I thought this is what smart people do. After all, I would not become a hero with just physical abilities, but as well as with mind. I thought to myself, I am a hero with remarkable mind capacities, remarkable, with a remarkable mindset. And I tried to analyze my own desire. I tried to ask myself, why do I want to be a hero? And I always came to the same conclusion, because I wanted to do good. I wanted to help people. I saw myself destined to be good. I thought about this world like an empty vessel, devoid of people with good hearts, devoid of people who are altruistic, people who care for each other. I portrait this world as evil and vicious, and that all those heroes, that they are gone and no one left, and only me and only those chosen ones, they are they are left behind to do good, to save humanity. I thought about all the monsters and villains out there who continue preying on innocent people, continue on getting to victims, and I am here alone, and I cannot do anything about it. It was for sure that I had to be a hero, a necessity for the world, and I would be like all these others heroes everyone talks about, reads about. I wanted to be good, but how? I didn't know. I felt the world was robbed of something good, of me. The world was robbed of a person who could save people, could help people. I felt pity for myself, and I felt pity for the world, because they never came to experience me. The time passed by day by day, and I got agitated. I was restless. I wanted to break free, break out there, break through the barriers which keep me from experiencing this adventure, which keep me from becoming a hero who does good, whom the world needs. And more, I saw myself forcing through these barriers. And one day, I went to the supermarket. It was just not. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to change my perception of it. I thought that it. I thought that I should start with small steps. I should change my habits. I should change my eating habits. I went to the supermarket. I I thought to myself, I need proteins. I need something which makes hero deeds possible, and which was unknown to my parents, and which was unknown to me. I tried to invent myself new. I tried to become a a new person, a person fit to become a hero. But I went through the supermarket, up and down. I could not settle down. I could not find a new creed, a new food which would define the changed person who I am. I wanted to change. I wanted to feel this change inside me every day. I wanted to give my esteem, give my mind a new ego boost, something which I would then turn, which would help me then to turn into this new human being, this new human being which could then be made ready to go for adventures. But to no avail. I walked through the supermarket. I walked there for hours, but I could not decide. I could not imagine how and which food would define a superhero. And I thought about all those comic books. I thought about what superheroes eat and how they are different, how they are extraordinary. But nothing. I could not settle for one food. I was too agitated. I wanted so many things at once. I wanted so many possible ways. I could not settle my mind on one superhero. I could not settle my mind on one type, how I should be like, what kind of superhero I should be like. Should I be physical, strong? Should I be this genius? And all was determined by food. I said to myself, now if I start a new eating habit, now this will stick to me for the rest of my life, and this has to change completely. This eating habit will change me completely. I felt I could not make a decision. I walked home without having made a conclusion. I dragged my feet through those empty rooms in my home. I stared at the empty spaces. I stared at 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 the comic figures which supposed to help me, to guide me, but nothing. I could not find a way. I was this lost superhero. The next day I woke up. I had more courage. Felt I felt strong. I felt determined. I felt that I can make this decision. I felt that I could now make this decision which would change my life, and it would change my life for good. I would finally become this superhero. I dressed neatly. I had in my pocket a superhero figure. It should give me strength. I walked to the supermarket again, this time determined to make up my mind. But the moment I entered the supermarket, I thought to myself, why couldn't I have made up my mind previously? Why couldn't I thought about it at home? And I was disappointed because the previous day I did not think about the possibility that I could have made a plan, like a catalog. I could have written some things down. I could have made a list, and then at home I could have went through this list like in school, and then piece by piece I could have made a decision. I was disappointed.